Hello everybody, today I have the pleasure to propose to you this key 23 entitled breathing. This is the third part, the third one regarding the theory of practice. Why breathing is so important? We're gonna define what is breathing concretely, the kind of definition and the scope, then the reason for being, the implementation, the field of application, let's say, and then some different techniques and some advice. Okay, let's start with what is concretely. Basically, everybody knows is the fact to oxygenate your body, all right? So the fact to have O2, the chemical formula, in your body, okay? You activate that, and this is like nourishing your body, your different cells, your brain, and so on, in order to, this is like a vital energy, okay? We are all clear on that, of course. But it's more than this, because in a certain extent is the practice of duality. You show that it is essential existential. You remember existential, to exist means to separate the whole from the unity. So, and by the way, you need to exhale and to inhale, okay? By the way, if I ask you with sarcasm and humor, what do you prefer? You have only one choice. You prefer to inhale or to exhale. It does make sense, right? You need both. You need both, like you need light and you need darkness, okay, as a whole. It's the same principle. It's even beyond of that. In a metaphysical way, we can consider is the bridge in between physics and metaphysics. Why? Because this is not really tangible, okay? You cannot touch the air, right? The oxygen, but it is, okay? And also it's a bridge because the way you breathe has an impact on your mood, on your consciousness, and even if we can enlarge the perspective, we can enlarge the sphere of consciousness through, let's say, to open up the bridge and the gateless gates of your unconscious part, okay? So, one thing very important, and by the way, breathing is life, okay? The breath of life is the expression of the living, okay? And we can see, we say when you're a baby, you give your first breath, and you give back, you give your last breath when you trepace, when you pass away, when you die, literally. And actually, it's interesting because it's like a loan. You receive when you arrived, and you give back at the end of this existence. Okay, so this is vital. But one thing very important as well: most of people are not aware about breathing. It's like normality. Okay, it's a physiological need, like eating, and we eat, but not really paying attention. Same for breathing. Meaning thereby that's actually, and we're gonna see the reason for being breathing, to be alive, of course, but more than this. It is first to be in good health, okay? Mentally speaking, okay, emotionally speaking, and physically speaking, okay? The good circulation of the breath impact you, the fluidity and the good chi circulation, chi, ki, prana, ether, the quintessence, okay, the subtle fifth elements, which is vital, okay. This is, let's say, prana for Hindus, Buddhists, and so on. Okay, so it's stimulate this vital energy. Okay, so this is extremely important, physically speaking and emotionally speaking. A good breath impact your mood and impact actually your way of treating life, the way of behaving, and so on. Most of the time, most of us, we are not aware about our way of breathing, and thereby, actually, concretely, we are a victim or we are passive by breathing, okay? It means that it's the transcription of your emotions. For instance, you are very upset, okay? Your breath will be like this, okay? And if you are you need to calm down, what you will do that like this, because you want to, okay, to calm down. And by the way, I did, this is by exhaling that you keep calm. Okay, this is important. If you do on the opposite side, if you master your way of breathing, if you are aware of this, if you practice mindfulness and some exercise that we will see regularly, actually your life will change because you will be not victim of your emotion, but you will have a better impact on your emotions. Let's take an example. You do some good breath and you do, for example, sport, you do breathing, meditation, and so on. And then you are completely super calm, peaceful, and so on. And you have a meeting, okay, and quite challenging, aggressive sometimes, and so on. Okay, you have an attack, that's fine. You know, it's like martial art. In martial arts, we know that the goal is not to lose control and not to be upset and to, no, is to have a control of your emotion and especially the different forces, okay? So this is important that you pay attention to this, okay? In addition of that, the fact to be aware of your breathing, so it allows you a good health, okay, physically, emotionally speaking. But secondly, it allows also a good connection with your neurons. Why? Because they are oxygenated, and thereby it allows the good interaction with them. So it allows you to be more sharp, to have a sharper vision regarding life in general, to be more receptive, sensitive to synchronicity, to the environment in general, to develop your intuition, your creativity, your way of perceiving, feel the world in general. It allows you to be smarter in a certain extent, to have clear vision, insight for problem solving, for instance, and so on. So it's a full bunch of positive elements and even vital to change your life. Well, three essential parts regarding breathing. It's really important to be aware of your inhaling and exhaling rhythm. This is important to visualize, to be aware of it. And also the rhythm, the amplitudes of it, second part. And third is also to be aware of your belly breathing, okay? This is, and it will be the first kind of techniques. The belly breathing is linked to diaphragm, okay, diaphragm, okay? Concretely, it is breathing through this. Most of the time we do the contrary. So this is a little bit in reverse side, okay? It is inflating the belly while you are inhaling, sorry. You inhale, okay, and you inflate the belly. And you are doing the contrary, okay, when you exhale. So it's reverse side, but try to do it because it brings you calmness, peace, and in addition of that, is very good for the back pains, for instance. So I invite you to do the test. Another technique is just the flat breath. What is it? Is to calm down your amplitudes. If, for example, normality is like this, if you're upset is like this, and reducing this amplitude is the fact to be like this, or inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, exhaling. So the objective is to reduce the amplitude. You inhaling and you breath, you exhaling is very reduced and very almost neutral. Okay, when you wake up the morning, this is very slow. Okay, and by the way, this is allowing to reduce your energy of your body. Okay, to sleep, to fall asleep. It's the same. That's why I recommend for meditation to start like this, because it allows you, it brings you calmness. The fact to not really to dissociate in between inhalation and exhalation. This is important to do these tests. Another series of exercise and techniques is the rhythm breathing. Okay, so I give you four of them. The first one is the square breath. Concretely, is a system of inhalation, break or pause, exhalation, pause, inhalation. So you inhale, you break, you exhale, you break, and so on. Okay, so it's in 4 times, and then you count few seconds, but it should be the same. So it's squared breathing. Okay, so choose for example 5 seconds. So you inhale 5 seconds, you break or you pause 5 seconds, you exhale 5 seconds, you break 5 seconds, and so on. Okay, you do it as long as you can. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. It will bring you calmness and it will reoxygenate your brain. Second one is a little bit different, is a little bit variation. On that way, you will have a symmetry in between the number of times, of moments of exhaling and inhaling, but different from the pause. For example, 4, so you inhale 4 seconds, you pause for 2 seconds, you exhale 4, you break 2, okay? So 4, 2, 4, 2, and so on, okay? You can do the combination you want. It can be 4, it can be 8, 4, 8, 4. It can be, I don't know, personally I like to do also 7, 3, 7, 3, and so on. It can be extreme, huh? It can be 30, 20, 30, 20. All combinations are possible. You can do your own test, what is the easiest one for you. Another one is the same, but is asymmetrical. Okay, what does it mean? It means that the first one, you exhale more than you inhale. Okay, so for example, let's take 4. So you inhale 4 seconds, you break 4 seconds, and you exhale 8. You double, okay? And then you break 4, and so on. So inhale 4 seconds, you break 4 seconds, you exhale 8 seconds, you break 4 seconds, you inhale 4 seconds, and so on, okay? Third, and now the fourth, is exactly the same, but reverse side. It means that you inhale more than you exhale. So concretely, this is, for instance, you inhale 8 seconds, you break 2 seconds, you exhale 4 seconds, you break 4 seconds, you inhale 8 seconds, you break 2 seconds, and so on. Okay? So I invite you to do the test. Now you do exactly this series of 4 exercises, but using a little difference and variation. You use your nostril. It means that, let's take just the first example of square breathing. You will inhale, for example, from the left nostril. You inhale 5 seconds, okay, you break, and you exhale from the left nostril. You break, okay? You inhale this time from the right nostril, you break, and you exhale from the left nostril, and so on. And you continue, you break, you inhale, and so on. So concretely, what do? You do like this, and like this. One side, another side, and so on. Concretely, the fact to change like this the nostril, the left nostril impact asymmetrically your your right part of your brain, which is the fruit, the seat of creativity and so on. And this nostril, the right one, touch your left hemisphere, which is the seat of structure, mathematics, rationality, and so on and so forth. All right, so try to do it, this change in the rotation with the nostril, left and right, with the four different techniques, the 3 other ones that I gave you. That's to say, for instance, 4, 2, 4, 2, 4, 2, and so on, or with more access on the inhalation or exhalation, okay? Try to do some adjustments, some fine-tuning is really up to you. Then another very important techniques of breathing that I gave some of them for the meditation is the following. There is 4 ones. The first one is to breathe, okay, with the mouth, okay? by hyperventilating during 30 seconds, 1 minute, or even more if you want. Okay, so you do like this, you hyperventilate by the mouth, and you finish by inhaling, okay, and you break 30 seconds, and then you exhale. Okay, I do it just not the correct duration, just for you to see. Okay, and you feel the calmness, okay, penetrating you. Okay, you can do it also with just the nose, which is a little bit softer, but it's up to you. Try to do it because it's actually oxygenating differently here as well immediately, especially when you have headache and so on. It's very good. Okay, so like this. Okay, and if you want to reinforce the experience, you can also press and engage your perineum, okay, your sacrum perineum, and actually it's emphasize the results. Another way is of hyperventilating is the fact to do it actually with no break. Okay, so but you reinforce the amplitudes. Okay, so I do it, for instance. Okay, so concretely, you exaggerate the inhalation and the exhalation, the maximum of the amplitude that you can afford without break, okay? You do it 30 seconds, 1 minute, and so on, and then you do a pause, 30 seconds, and then you exhale, okay? So you will see the results. You can do exactly the same with the nose, okay, like this. Longer. Okay, and definitely even here, even now, it's bringing me calmness, definitely. Okay, it's make you a little bit dizzy. It's really comfortable, it's very nice also, and it's very good to activate, stimulate your brain and your body in general. Now is a technique which lasts around 12 minutes, something like this, that we will do. I will do a guide, let's say a guide session with you, a guide exercise for you to do it on without necessarily being concentrating about thinking about something. You just follow. It will be easier. So basically, what is it concretely? It's easy. There is 3 sessions, 3 cycles. The first cycle, I explain you how does it work. You will have 30 amplitude of breathing exclusively with the mouth, but you don't do any break, okay? No pause at all, okay? So you will do 30 times, okay? Like this. Okay, so you finish by a huge deep inhalation and you finish by a deep exhalation. Okay, so you finish by exhaling. So you do it, when I say 30 times, it means that you inhale, exhale is 1 time. Okay, so you do, let's say, 30 cycles of breathing. Okay, so you do it like this 30 times, and at the end you do a maximum of inhalation and you exhale the maximum and you break you do a pause with your rib cage, let's say without hair, 1 minute and a half. Okay, so I will guide you 1 minute and a half. And at the end of that, because you empty your air. Okay, after 1.5 minutes, if you need to breathe before, of course, that I give the cue, of course, no need to precise breath, but try to do it if you can afford 1.5 minutes. And at the end, you inhale with the mouth, okay, and you keep like this. And you wait for, you do a pause for 30 seconds, okay? And you will see, wow, you will have, like, you feel really dizzy and you activate endorphins, hormones of happiness, and also sometimes DMT, and it's quite powerful. So we do it one cycle, we do it a second session, and a third session. So we will do together, it will be last something like 12 minutes. But it's really comfortable. Pay attention to be properly lay down, not sit down, lay down. I did it last year, sit, and I used to do it almost every day. And honestly, I fall down, okay? I had a moment like I lost control, and I fall down the face on my table and on my wall. So fortunately, I didn't have any problems, but it could have been really a disaster, okay? So be careful, lay down. Okay, you cannot lay. You cannot fall down from your bed, okay, or your sofa. I invite you to do the test. Is really powerful. Then another way, which is stronger, and this is what we call holotropic breathwork. But this one is quite heavy. Okay, so there is different types, but I will give you the example of essentially one, which is shamanic breathwork. There is also an equivalent, which is rebirth. Rebirth, concretely, is the fact to have a second birth. Okay, why? Because it's so powerful that you have really, literally, the feeling to have take it out, all your toxin, all your trauma, and so on. Okay, it's really tremendous. So we do it in session when you do. We do here some retreats. Is the first day, and I can tell you that the result is really, really interesting. I will put a link of a video showing that you can be in trance. That's why I insist so much. I don't take the responsibility. I just explain you what is it. You do if you want this one. The other ones, there is no problem. It's not big deal. But this one, ask to your doctor first, and especially if you have some breath problem. It can be dangerous. So some epilepsy and so on. I don't take the responsibility of this. You have to know yourself, or you have to ask to your doctor. This is important. And most of the time when we do that, we recommend to be assisted by a therapist, a practitioner who knows how to touch people for him or for her to let's say, to help you, to assist you, to accompany you, and it's better. So do it with a body, with a team, and so on, it's better. But just for you to understand the principle, because it's really transcendental. Concretely, what is it? You do an hyperventilation. The technique is very easy for shamanic breathwork. Concretely, it's to reach trance. Okay, so you will hyperventilate with the mouth. Okay, so you just do like this without any pause. It's really a cycle. You do like this. Ceaselessly like this. And at the end, you will finish after 10 minutes, 15 minutes by inhaling. And this time, it will be as much as you can. And sometimes, personally, I did also just a record. Sometimes I can do it like 4 minutes, even 5 minutes. Okay, so it will exceed the normal time you can do it normally. It's completely possible that even if you don't have training, you can do it for 3 minutes. Okay, because your body is full of oxygen at this moment. So, but what do we do concretely? We hyperventilate by doing this session 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Okay, and actually it's like a launch. Okay, you take off literally. And you know, when you throw a ball in the sky, it will go back. Why? Due to the gravity. But if you send like a probe satellites, it will be out of the stratosphere. Okay, there is no gravity. If you exceed a certain threshold, okay, of your consciousness, you will exceed these limits. Okay, so what does it mean? It means that you will either you don't do it enough, like a few minutes, you will fall down. Okay, you will feel calmer and so on. But if you exceed this threshold, you will literally explore new sphere of consciousness. Why? What's the result? I invite you to check on the video I put in the link. But concretely, you will be like in trance and so on. It's possible to feel like, mobs, okay, when you feel completely, you cannot move and so on. It's completely possible, okay? So it's not a big deal, it's a normal process, but some people, because, 70% of our toxin are taken out through breathing, so, and especially at this moment, and even emotionally speaking. So what does it mean? It means that most of the time we put a lot of pillows for protecting, and also for if people need to fight or to punch or to shout. It's happened very, very often. Half of the cases, people are shouting, crying, like a little bit demoniac. Okay, so it's a way to repel, to pull out, okay, your bad emotion, bad energy, toxin, and so on. So, and the result, so you will do that, okay, so the launch, 10, 15 minutes, then you stop to breathe, okay, so you hyperventilate, as I showed before, with the mouth, and then after a while, you don't need to take the how long and so on. It should be natural. You will stop naturally, okay, and then your breath is really natural. It will become natural, okay. You add this last deep inhalation, and then you break, and then naturally you will start to breathe normally. And at this moment, your amplitude is very natural, and usually you are either you are in a mood of you want to fight and so on, or after that you feel like literally in a cocoon, in candy cotton. Also, you really like flying. You are like floating and so on, and it's super, super comfortable. It's really comfortable. You feel good. You feel in harmony and so on. And after that, so you come back to normality. So the session is something like 40 minutes, maximum 1 hour. Some people sometimes exceed 1 hour and a half. It's possible. You can fall asleep as well. But most of the time, when the session is finished, you feel released. You feel so good. You feel a new person. That's why another technique is called rebirth, because you literally have a feeling to be a new person. So the rebirth is slightly different. Concretely, you inhale with the nose and you exhale with the mouth. Okay, so it's okay, ceaselessly like this until the moment you take a last inhalation and inhalation and you break, and then this is the same principle. Okay, so once again, I repeat myself, ask to your doctor if you can afford. If you can afford, you will see the result is just fantastic, amazing, okay? And it's avoid to take some drugs, alcohol, and so on. Personally, I told you, I don't drink any drop of alcohol, and I don't take any drugs at all. And I don't feel at all like I feel completely in harmony, because also I have this moment I can go out of my body, because this one is an excellent springboard for the out of body experience of astral travel as well. Well, actually, this is the different techniques. I advise you to try all of them, except the last one, ask to your doctor, but try regularly also, so all of them 2-3 times, okay? See what is more vibrating, adapt, fine-tune with what you like and so on. And also regularly, okay, almost every day, and different session during the day. Personally, I do some breathing, normal breathing, not hyperventilation, on night when I just watch movies or a video. If I can be in a concert or even in a meeting sometimes, I'm just listening, and I breathe properly, and so on. And it's like kind of meditation. It's bring you happiness, calmness, and so on. So it's very nice. It's very enjoyable. So I invite you to do more regularly, and also to think about take it out. You know, this stagnating air in your body every single morning when you wake up. Well, try all of them. Try to adjust. Once again, this is one key. There is many keys, and we are shaping your own master key, for which you are the master key, and you open the doors of consciousness that you want. Once again, as you know, all the roads lead to Rome and to Dome and to home as well. Thank you for your attention, and see you very soon.